Happy Friday, everybody. I know the games don't count, but who cares? Baseball is back. The Mariners began Cactus League play today. They took on the Padres earlier in the day. Of course, they share the same facility. San Diego and Seattle does. And then tomorrow at 12:10 on Mariners TV, the Giants will take on Seattle and Peoria, and then the Mariners will travel to Cincinnati, but not really, on Sunday. That's at 12:05. That is not going to be on television. Women's college basketball from last night. Washington State got clobbered by Gonzaga. That's not a misprint. 75-50. UCLA, the Lady Bruins, win the Big Ten regular season title. That's probably why they're the second-ranked team in the country. They knocked off the Huskies in L.A. in a big way there. Women's college basketball schedule for the weekend looks something like this. So if you have ESPN Plus, and I do, you can watch Wazoo at Oregon State Saturday at 1 o'clock. Also on ESPN Plus at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Gonzaga will be at Pacific, and on the Big Ten Network at noon, it is Nebraska at Washington in women's college basketball. No games yesterday in men's college basketball or today, but there's a full slate over the weekend. And here it is. Who are the men playing and where? Pacific will take on number 11 Gonzaga. That's Saturday at 6 o'clock. No television that I could find anyway. Huskies will take on Maryland in Maryland. That's at noon on Peacock on Saturday. And then on Saturday night at 7 p.m. on ESPN2, you can watch Wazoo host St. Mary's. Congratulations to the Eastmont Lady Wildcats. They had the tall task of going down to West Valley and taking on the Rams to keep their state playoff hopes alive, and they did it. They beat West Valley on the road. Congratulations to Eastmont. That means they're still alive for a state berth. Eastmont knocks off the Rams 54-48. Davis wins the district championship. No surprise there. They beat Ike 79-33. So Eastmont back on the bus, back down to Yakima tomorrow afternoon at 6 o'clock. If an Eastmont victory over the Cadets is assured, the Wildcats are going to state. Good for them. In the boys District 5 4A tournament, congratulations to West Valley. They win the championship there. They're on their way to state. They beat Moses Lake in the championship game. The final was 83-72. Sunnyside beat Davis 64-56. So Sunnyside will take on Moses Lake in Moses Lake tomorrow for one last chance of state for the Mavericks. The District 5 1A tournament. This was it was a seeding game. Both Chelan and Wapato know they're going to play tomorrow, but what we do know now that Chelan beat Wapato is that Chelan will host Lakeside out of 9 Mile Falls at their gym at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. If the Goats win, they're on their way to state in the 1A bracket. In the girls District 5 2B tournament, all these games are on Saturday. Some at Wenatchee and some at Eastmont. Brewster will take on Cle Elum. That'll be at Wenatchee High School at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Both teams have already guaranteed their slate in state. Lake Roosevelt will take on Mabton. That'll be at Eastmont High School at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Both of those teams are going to state. But Okanagan or White Swan, something's got to give. The winner of that game, Okanagan and White Swan at Wenatchee High School at 3 o'clock. The winner will move on to state. The loser is done. In the District 5 2B tournament on Saturday, this is the boys. Again, all of these teams have pretty much punched their tickets to state. Okanagan will take on Tri-Cities Prep at Wenatchee High School tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Both teams already going to state. Same deal with Warden and Libertyville. That's at Eastmont High School at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Both of those teams have already punched their ticket to state. In the District 5 1B tournament, these games are at Wenatchee High School. One game today, one game tomorrow. Today it's Waterville-Mansfield will take on Pateros at 5:30. Both of those teams are already going to state. And then tomorrow at 11 a.m., Moses Lake Christian and Wilson Creek will do battle. The winner moves on to state. The loser season comes to an end. And the District 5 1B tournament at Wenatchee High School for the boys, same deal. One game today, one game tomorrow. Tonight's game is Moses Lake Christian. They'll be taking on Oroville at 7:30. Both of those teams are going to state. And yet at Wilson Creek will do battle tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 at Wenatchee High School. Winner moves on to state, and the loser has their season done. Wenatchee Wild have got to start winning some games, folks, or they're not going to make the playoffs. That starts tonight, and then again tomorrow. They're in Victoria to take on the Royals. 7:05 tonight, 6:05 Saturday. Remember, there's only 13 games left in the Wenatchee Wild regular season, and only 4 of those are at the Town Toyota Center. Mac Classic 37 continues today at the Tacoma Dome. We'll let you know how all the local wrestlers did on Wake Up in Anchi Valley and the news on Monday. Also, boys swimming and diving got underway today at the King County Aquatic Center in Federal Way. A lot of local participants there. I'll let you know how they all did on Monday as well. And finally, if you're interested in buying the Seahawks, I checked and they do not take post-dated three-party out-of-town checks. Thought it was worth a shot. Have a great weekend. Those are just some of the games that people are playing.